Hi guys, it's me Tati The Trippi Hippi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. The birds are saying hello. Anyways, in today's video, I will be talking about something that I don't really see a lot of people talk about. Like, nowadays, mental health is really very really important. And I know that sounded like it didn't make sense, but it's okay, because it's gonna make sense to y'all. We live in a society where mental health is very important now, and we need to talk about it. We just need to talk about how social media ruins relationships and friendships, okay? Because social media is a huge factor nowadays. A lot of people are on it. Some people are staying away from it, and I see why. But in today's video, we're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to talk about some things that I don't see very many people talking about. I'm going to be looking at this article here, and it talks about different things. And I'll be giving my thoughts, and I'll also be reading off of this, okay? So I can know what I'm talking about, so I don't get confused, because I can do that sometimes. But before I get into the video, make sure y'all subscribe. Be a part of the Trippi Hippi gang, okay? Hit that bell so you guys know when I post. Give me a huge thumbs up. I will gladly appreciate that as always. And comment down below any ideas y'all might have for me. Any video ideas, any feedback, any comments about this video in particular, anything, let me know, because I'm always down to hear what you guys are feeling, what you guys are wanting to say. So y'all opinions matter to me. So I want this to be a place where judgment is left behind. Like, I don't want to judge anyone. I want anyone to feel comfortable to coming to me with any issues that they might have, anything. So I want this to be a safe place for y'all. So yeah. It's like I'm playing. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, first things first. The first way that social media can affect people's relationship is that social media can create unrealistic expectations. And this is what it says on the article. So, it says, although there are some useful resources shared via social media, quote unquote, which you will mostly see are curated and filtered posts that only highlight unrealistic images of what a relationship is, says sex and behavioral therapist Shamin Ajan. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but it says, attempting to measure up can distract you and your partner from the relationship. Inevitably, real life won't look like the endless highlight reels we see on social media, which can lead to disappointment, either yourself, your partner, or both. You may begin to feel jealous of how much someone posts about their partner and feel resentment towards your partner for not doing the same. The lifestyles you are scrolling through may change how satisfied you are in your relationship because they seem to be better than what you have. And I think that's so important, because literally, like, people create these false narratives in their head to think that you have to live a certain way to hold some type of placement on social media. Like, if you have a certain amount of followers or subscribers or supporters, and it just creates this false narrative in your head that you need to be popular, or you need to be seen, or you need to act a certain way, or you need to be a certain way, or you need to say certain things to hold a significant place. And that is so false. You can literally ruin it. Like, literally, it just said, like, you can create a disappointment in yourself, your partner, or you could disappoint both parties. Because it's like, when you focus so much on other people's relationships and like how other people think, you start to believe that. And sometimes what we see on social media isn't always real. And I think it was created to make people feel more insecure about themselves and make them feel like shitty about not creating the expectation that they see. And sometimes the expectations we see isn't always true. So just because you see something doesn't mean that it's always real, y'all. Like, don't be oblivious. Don't be blind to the truth. Which brings me to my next point. It can lead up to a lot of jealousy. And anyone that has posted their relationship on social media, which I never do. I do not post anyone that I might date I always keep it private because I just, it's messy. It's messy. Because I feel like once you post your relationship, it just kind of opens doors for people to have their opinion. Like, oh, I messed with him. I messed with her. I don't get why they saying that they loved him. And they was just in my phone like 5 days ago and all of this other. Like, it's just, it's messy. And I see why a lot of people keep their relationships or their marriages behind closed doors. Because it's just so messy. It can bring so many unnecessary people involved, and it brings up conversations that you didn't even know were being discussed. It's crazy. And it says some research has linked that social media use with increased jealousy and relationship dissatisfaction in college students. If you are prone to jealousy because of an insecure attachment style, which that will be a conversation for another day, research says that you are more likely to get stuck in a cycle of endless scrolling to keep an eye on your partner's activities. And I full take accountability for this because like I just felt like I needed to know everything that my significant other was doing. Like I needed to know where they was, who they was with, what they was doing. And that can make you insecure about yourself, and that can just make you feel like your expectations aren't being met. Like if someone is doing something that you don't agree with, like you just feel like you need to have an input or you need to see everything that they're doing so you don't feel like they're cheating on you or they're doing wrong by you. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Ooh, it was a spider. Ooh, wait. Ooh. These freaking bugs getting real disrespectful. They just couldn't wait for it to be summer so they could just freaking come out. But anyway, like I used to be like that, but then I realized like I was losing myself, and you know that's why like a lot of different things just didn't work out for me because I just was so worried about what they were doing. Like if they weren't talking to me, they're talking to somebody else. And that's where insecurity stems up from, and it's not healthy. Like if you have those tendencies, please talk to someone. Like having, and see, like since we're on the same subject, I'm just gonna talk about it for a little bit. So the reason why you can act a certain way is because like I was just reading, an insecure attachment cycle. Like you could have been abandoned as a child, you could have been neglected as a child, you could have been used, you could have been SA'd, something could, like anything could have happened, and it can stem from your relationships, and it can be a factor of why certain things are the way they are because your relationships with other people or how you were treated as a child. So that plays a huge role. So keep that in mind. Like that can be a reason why certain things just don't work out. And that's why we have to break free from those cycles and tell those things that they don't serve us anymore, and just trying to be a better person from that, because that's so important. Like taking accountability is a huge thing, and it's something that a lot of people do not do. And me, I feel like in order for me to get to the next step of where I want to be in life, I have to take some type of accountability, and it's not for anyone else's sake, it's for mine, because I don't live to satisfy anybody. I don't have to satisfy anybody, you know. So it's good to really recognize your behaviors, your toxic patterns, and change them for the better. So like the use of like Facebook and like social media, and you see other people's relationships, and like I was saying earlier, like it can create just so many scenarios, and then you go to your partner like, well, I seen such and such do this, well, why don't you do this for me? And it starts to create resentment and some type of bitterness towards your partner, and it's not healthy. It's not. And feeling like you need feedback from the world also is very toxic. Feeling like you need someone to be like, oh my God, you guys are so cute and I love your relationship. It's like everything that you see isn't always happy. So keep that in mind. I think with social media, like people expect it to be sunshine and rainbows and shit all the time, and it's not supposed to be like that. Like I think people are dealing with an identity crisis. Like a lot of people are dealing with figuring out who they are. A lot of people don't even know who they are because because of social media. Like, social media has its pros, but it definitely has its cons. So, yeah. Um, Number three, I think that was number three. It can decrease the quality time spent. Now, what I mean by this is that, like, when you get on Tinder, or you get on BLK, or you get on Bumble, or any of these apps, you know, you're gonna have people that wants to meet up with you and spend time with you and stuff like that. But see, and I think another problem with certain relationships is that people aren't honest enough. And this kind of goes hand in hand. People aren't honest with what they want, and it makes it very hard for people to be compatible with one another, because, like, you say that you have someone that wants to be a FWB, which is friends with benefits, if you don't know, and then you have somebody that wants to be in a relationship. It's more than likely not going to work, because there's someone that wants to have some type of relation, but with no relation. They want to have a sexual correlation, but they don't want to have, like, an emotional correlation. Then you have the person that may want the sexual correlation, but wants more of an emotional and spiritual. It's not gonna work. You have to be with someone that's compatible, that's on a compatibility level as you. You know, you don't want to be with someone that has unrealistic characteristics, and then you have more characteristic traits, if that makes any sense. Like, you have to be with someone that has the same compatibility level as you, that wants the same things. Like, you have to be with someone that wants to marry just like you want to marry. Or if you want to FWB, you got to find someone that wants to be FWB too. You just have to be real with what you want and how you want it, because, like, with social media apps and stuff like that, people can put on a front, put on a facade, and pretend to be someone, but then when you meet them, they're a completely different person. I've dealt with it. I've had it happen a few times, and y'all got to be really, really clear on what you want and what you don't want. And putting yourself out there is very just challenging, because, like, you have different people from all walks of life trying to hit you up, trying to be in a relationship with you, trying to have sex with you, or anything like that. But you have to be honest with yourself on what you really want and what you don't want, because if you go into something, you meet someone, you say that you really like them, but they just want to have sex with you, and you won't know that until they say that, or unless you ask that question. But you really have to pay attention to everything. Do not see anything as a coincidence. See it as a sign, and please do not miss anything. If someone shows you that they just want to have sex with you and they don't really want any type of emotional connection with you, you got to leave them where they at, if that's not what you're looking for. If that is what you're looking for, then maybe they might be the perfect match for you. But I don't really see the point of having endless flings, because, like, I just don't really see the longevity in it. Like, I want longevity. I want a partner I can build with. But yeah. And then another point is, social media can make everyday life seem, like, really less interesting, like boring. Like, seeing other people traveling, going on expensive dates and trips, and, you know, just doing certain things, it makes you feel like damn, like, well, I want to do that too. Like, why can I do that like them? And it makes you feel like, well, what you're doing with your life isn't enough, and you need to do more. And sometimes I still struggle with this, because, like, you know, it's summertime, and there's people that's traveling and going on trips to, like, Myrtle Beach, or, like, Mexico, or something like that. And it's like, I want to do that stuff too. Like, I'm in the process of getting my passport. Like, I'm trying to get a car. There's different things that I want to do, but I simply just cannot do, because it's really, really difficult for me. Like, it's something that I struggle with as well. Like, that's why I try to be on social media less, because, you know, I don't want to compare myself to anyone, because everyone's walk of life is very different than mine. And same for everybody else, you know. And it can just make you seem like, or make you feel like what you're doing isn't enough. And that's something that I'm currently going through right now as we speak. You know, it can create feelings of isolation and envy and resentment, and it can just make you feel like you're not doing enough, you need to do more. And it brings up feelings of nostalgia, and it brings up feelings of sadness. And it's not a good feeling, because like, we can't let other people's walk of life define who we are as people. And I'm telling this to myself too, I'm not just telling this to y'all, because like, like, sometimes when I see people get new cars, I'm just like, well, dang, like, I can't find me a car. Like, shoot, like, it's hard for me to find one. Like, why can't I find one too? But I can't compare my walk of life to someone else's, because I don't know what they did to get there. Like, people don't always show what they go through. They just show the end result. They don't show the progress. And that's another thing, like, people don't show their struggle. Sometimes people do show their struggle, but most of the time people don't, because they feel like people are going to judge them, or they just don't want all their business out, which I can understand. But it's like, you don't know what someone went through to get to where they are, So that's why I try not to let certain things define me. So just know who you are. Try to embrace who you are, and try to embrace the struggle, because there's nothing wrong with struggling. Because struggling, it makes you see what you want and what you don't want. And when you see the things that makes you feel like you're struggling, it gives you a sense of, like, knowing what you want, what you don't want, basically. Yeah, some people, they can be like, oh, well, I like texting and stuff like that, and I like FaceTiming, but don't really like spending time with each other. And FaceTime and all of that stuff, it's really useful, and I'm glad that social media was created so we can reach out to the people that we want to talk to or get to know, and getting into the dating game, or just finding friends. But sometimes with that, like, some people, they be caught up with work, or if you got kids, if you have certain things going on in your life, then sometimes people can forget about you, whether it's unintentional or if it is intentional. Like, people can forget about you and, like, be like, all right, well, we can hang out this day, and then they get caught up in their life, and they forget to spend time with you. And I feel like quality time spent is so important, because, like, when you die, you can't get on social media. Like, people reminisce on the times that they spent with someone, and they wish they could have spent more time with them, without being on the phones and watching TV and stuff like that. Quality time spent is, like, so important to me, and I think that's one of my love languages, is spending quality time. Like, whether we're just watching a movie or grabbing something to eat, or going somewhere, quality time is very important to me, because, like, I like being in a moment, and really just spending time with someone that I might possibly see as a potential partner or a friend or anything like that. It's very important to me. And physical touch as well. Like, I like hugs and cuddles and stuff like that. Like, I'm a simp at heart. Like, I love stuff like that, especially if I really, really like you. It's just a beautiful thing. Yeah, and also another thing that people don't really talk about, how social media ruins relationships, is codependency. Codependency is a huge one. I think that should have been number one. A lot of these ones are really good ones, and they all align with each other. That's why I broke them down, and I'm looking at this article, because, like, and that's another unhealthy attachment lifestyle, is being codependent on someone, feeling like, oh, I can't live without you, I can't be without you, and if you go to this place, I gotta come with you. That's being codependent. Basically, planning your whole life on someone else's life, and if they're not a part of your plans, or if you're not a part of their plans, you feel disappointed, you feel left out, and you feel alone and isolated. Like when I see people talk about, like, oh, I need to spend time with my man, when my man texts me, or when he call me and he want to come pick me up and I'm hanging out with my girlfriends, I'm leaving. And that's how you can mess up a really good friendship with your homegirls or your homeboys or whatever, is by not separating your relationship life with your personal, like, friendship life, because, like, being too codependent on someone is unhealthy. And I feel like if you're codependent on someone, you should really, like, talk to someone about those issues, because it'll bring up some feelings that you didn't know was there. Because I dealt with someone that was codependent. I dealt with someone um, that just used me for sex, and that just didn't really care about me, and that just wanted me around because, like, obviously, like, people keep you around when they want something from you, whether it be sex, money, drugs, food, whatever. It can be anything. So codependency is a huge thing that people tend to forget about, like, feeling like they can't live without a person or be without a person. It's just very unhealthy, and it's not good. Another thing that social media can make you feel like is just your physical issues, like your body image, how you see yourself. Like I was saying earlier, I think I kind of said something like that. Yeah, I did. It can make you feel like you're not thick enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not plump enough, or make you feel like you're not dark or light enough, or anything like that. Like, your hair isn't long enough, you don't have enough tattoos, you don't have enough muscle on your body, and it could just make you feel like really crappy about yourself. It can make you feel like you need to do more. And that's what I was kind of saying earlier, like, with people liking pictures of other people that you don't look like. So say that you're with a guy and you're a plus size woman, and this video is no way, shape, or form trying to bring another person down. It's simply to spread awareness, because there's not a lot of people talking about it. So, like, say that you're with a man, you're a plus size woman, and he likes pictures of slimmer women with big asses and big titties, and more than likely it's not real, but that's what he like. It's like, why not be with someone that's like that? Like, why are you with me if I'm not what you really like? It can make someone feel so insecure and lower their self-esteem. I've dealt with it too. Like, I've dealt with, with my last partner, with my last relationship, like, I would see him not, like, react to my pictures, or not, talk to me, or, like, show me certain affections and certain, whatever. But he would do it to everyone else. Like, he would do it to other women. He wouldn't do it to me. And that made me insecure. Because it's like, if I'm not what you really want, why are you with me? Like, it kind of just, it makes you, it brings up a feeling that you didn't know you had. And same for women. Like, if you don't really like plus size men, why are you with a plus size man if that's not what you want? Like, don't be with someone because they're nice to you or they treat you good. Be with them because you like them. And I feel like that's another thing. Like, people are with someone because they feel like they have to be with them. Like, we all have free will. Like, if you don't really want to be with someone, you do not have to be with them. So don't be with someone because they do something for you or they're treating you away. Be with someone because you like them. Okay? Don't use people, because that's what really can make people not like you, is using them for your high advantage, and it's just it's messed up. Did I say this one? Yeah. Wait, no, I didn't. So another reason why social media ruined relationship is narcissism. And what I mean by narcissism is that a narcissist will make themselves look better than, like, they'll put their self on a more superior level and feel entitled to something. Like, oh, well, for example, if someone comes to you and they're like, and y'all in a relationship, and they be like, I want to have sex with you, but you're not in the mood to have sex with them. Like, you just want to talk or you just want to chill. They literally throw in your face that, like, well, we're in a relationship. That's what people in relationships do. That's narcissism. That's a form of narcissism. Like, feeling like when one person makes themselves feel like they're entitled to something just because they're with you, that's narcissism. So if you dealt with that, it's narcissism. It's wrong. Period. What's another reason? Exaggerated need for attention and validation. When someone in a relationship or even in a friendship, this can go either way. Apply it to whatever you need to. When someone keep asking you for your opinion on something, when they just keep consistently asking you for answers and feeling like they need your answers, that's a sign of narcissism. Because if you keep telling someone what they want you, what they I'm sorry. when someone is constantly having you tell them how much you love them and care about them and how much you can't leave without them, they feel like at the end of the day no one will love them as much as you love them, and the roles can be reversed. That's a form of narcissism. Feeling like you have to be perfect around a partner is narcissism. Control freak. Manipulation, for sure. Like, just a desperate need for control or being in control is a form of narcissism. The rabbit hole gets deeper, but overall, like, sometimes it can stem narcissistic behaviors, whether we know it or not, and it's really, really crazy. So now that I talked about all the negatives, let's talk about some of the positive, all right? So the positive side of being on social media for relationships or friendships is that it can keep you connected. In some way, shape, or form, I'm glad that social media was created so, like, we can become more closer with each other. You know, we can follow certain groups or certain things that we're interested in, and we can hear other people's ideas and opinions and stuff like that. It really helps, you know. Like, I've made a lot of good friends and business partners and stuff like that just by being, like, on Facebook or you know, being in different groups and stuff like that. It really helps, you know, because, like, it can give you a sense of, like, being around or having a feel of being around people that are like-minded like you. Another way is, like, it's kind of the same. It can keep you connected to your partner. Like, you know, you can, you know, talk to them and share your interests and share the things that you like and you don't like. Especially for partners that don't live with each other as well. You know, pretty self-explanatory. And then lastly but not least, it can have a whole bunch of memories. It can create memories for people. Memories are so important. And that's why I'm glad social media was created as well. And, like, smartphones and stuff like that. So, like, people can feel like, dang, like, you remember this time when we went to Puerto Rico back in March or something like that. And, you know, you have the pictures and videos and stuff, like, you know, you taken while you was there. It just creates, like, a timeline of memories that just can't be forgotten. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is. But the bottom line is, don't let what you see on social media affect your real life. Because outside of social media, we have our real personal lives. And that's what really matters. Because social media is just a platform for people to express themselves, but it's not really a real thing. If you agree to disagree, whatever, it's not really a real thing, because, like, you don't know what's really real and what isn't real until you do the research yourself. And just having a sense of identity and knowing who you are is very important too. Don't let these relationships and these friendships on social media discourage you from feeling like you can't find true love. Just let love come to you, you know. In a time like this, it's good to be single, but knowing what you want is very, very important too. being honest with yourself and being thorough with yourself. Like, I have to be honest with myself too, because like sometimes literally like I can have the tendency to feel a certain way, but it's like I have to let myself know that I'm still human. I'm not gonna have it all together. I'm only 20 years old, so it's like I'm not gonna have it all together. So, you know, yeah, so that was the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, this video is like 30 minutes long, so if you are interested in hearing me talk for 30-something minutes, then this is a video for you, because look, I'm gonna be talking a lot, all right? So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so you guys know when I post, comment down below, and share this with your friends, all of that good stuff. Without further ado, I'm out of here. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace, love, and blessings. I'm out. Bye.